It was Christmas time in Russia in 1994, and two Americans answered an invitation by the Russian Department of Education to come and teach about morals and ethics based on biblical principles. They taught in many public places, including a large orphanage where about 100 boys and girls were housed. The children had been abused and abandoned and left in the care of the government agency. One of the Americans relates this story. Through an interpreter, the boys and girls were given an opportunity to hear us tell the Christmas story, and we understand it was the first time they'd ever heard it. We talked about Mary and Joseph arriving in Bethlehem when Mary would soon give birth to the Son of God, that the inn was too crowded and that they went to the stable where Mary gave birth and then placed the baby in a manger. We talked about how the shepherds came and gave homage and the wise men came with gifts. And then afterwards, we gave each child scissors, glue, and a piece of paper with a pre-printed manger scene on it. And then through an interpreter, gave them instructions. And soon the children were very busy. And so we walked among them looking to see if any of them needed help. And were delighted that such a simple craft was giving them so much happiness, and they were doing very well. Until we came to the table where Little Misha sat. He looked to be about 6 years old, and he had finished his project. But we were shocked to see that he had not one, but two babies in his manger. Quickly, we called the interpreter to help Misha fix his project. But the little boy just crossed his arms and looked down at his manger scene, and then he began to speak solemnly. And at first, he related the Christmas story just the way that we had told it, without leaving out a single detail. He was very accurate until he came to the part where Mary laid baby Jesus in the manger. And then this is what he said. When Mary laid the baby in the manger, Jesus looked at me and he asked me if I had a place to stay. And I told Jesus, I have no mama, I have no papa, I have no place to stay. And Jesus said, I could stay with him. And then I said, oh, but I can't, because I don't have a gift to give like everyone else does. Oh, but I wanted to stay with Jesus. And so I thought about what gift I would have to give. And so I said to Jesus, if I keep you warm, would that be a good enough gift? And Jesus said to me, if you kept me warm, that'd be the best gift anybody ever gave me. And so I got into the manger with Jesus, and he looked at me and he said, I could stay with him for always. As little Misha finished relating his story, his eyes filled with tears and they splashed down his cheeks. It seemed that the little orphan boy had finally found someone who would never abandon him, someone who would stay with him for always.